It's summer, and so today I'm going to talk about the difficulties that people can experience when going away on holiday and the anxieties around that. So food is the first one. Obviously, one of the biggest issues is food on holiday. If you're going to a different country or if you're going to somewhere where your normal foods aren't available, then this can cause anxiety because, of course, this is outside of the comfort zone, and going away on holiday is really going outside of your safe zone entirely, I think. Food can be difficult because it means that you're not going to have your regular foods that you may feel safe with. And I think really it's great to view this as a challenge because a lot of recovery obviously is about being able to live in the world and have experiences and be able to have a normal life without being controlled. So going on holiday is really a big challenge to do that, to go somewhere where everything isn't in your safe zone and you're having new experiences and doing new things. And I think this is a really, really important chance to challenge that safe zone again, because when you're at home, of course, you'll still be challenging yourself, things you haven't done for a long time, working through those challenges and working up. But going on holiday is a totally new experience. When you're in recovery, you may not have been on holiday for a while or not since restricting. So it can be very, very, very difficult, but I think it's a real chance to experience new things and experience that out of control feeling, taking away that safety net and really going for it. I think that going on holiday is a massive chance to really challenge a lot of things, not just food, but clothing and going swimming and being in a different environment entirely. Even though the foods may be different, you might not be able to find your safe foods. Maybe this is actually a good thing. Maybe you can say, okay, it's only a week or 2 weeks, or maybe it's even just a few days. By actually eating new foods and also uncaloried meals, going out for a meal at a restaurant that might not have the calories on, could be a really good experience to show that eating other foods doesn't have this massive effect, the next day effect. I think a lot of us have an irrational fear when we're in recovery that, eating something different or eating something uncaloried will suddenly mean that there's a huge change in our weight the next day. And I think it's really good to see that eating uncaloried foods or different foods is not actually going to have this massive scary effect on our body overnight, which is what people think is going to happen. Now, eating different foods is not actually going to, change your weight if you're eating the same amount of calories. And then actually by eating uncaloried meals, even if you have eaten more, you can see that this isn't going to have a huge effect. I think that we can get so scared and so anxious that, having an extra 100 calories or having an extra 500 calories or even having an extra 1,000 calories is going to have this massive effect on us, when it never actually does. It's an irrational thought. You don't just suddenly blow up overnight and become a completely different body type or shape or size. And I think it's great to experience uncaloried meals and different foods to show you the irrationality of the eating disordered thoughts. Even though it's very, very scary, it should be viewed as a positive experience, a positive challenge that can really help push you forward. Obviously, this is going to be really scary, but hopefully you have people around you that can really support you, encourage you and help you. And if it gets too much, they can be there for you and maybe find compromises if it's just too much for you that day or that time. It's about letting those people know who you're with, whoever you're with on holiday. Let them know if something's too much. Let them know if it's going to be a challenge so that they can support you. Communicate with the people that you're on holiday with so they can make it more of a positive experience for you and that you have that support behind you. The second thing I was going to talk about is clothing in general, because if you're going somewhere hot, you're going to be wearing less clothes, and going swimming. Obviously these two things are pretty similar. It's about wearing a lot less clothing and being very self-conscious, which is really scary for people and can make people feel really uncomfortable. So I think there's a point where you should challenge yourself, but if it gets too uncomfortable and it's really affecting the way you're feeling and the way you're experiencing a holiday, have clothing that's going to help you, like light flowing dresses, or if you're going swimming, wear a t-shirt over the top if that makes you feel more comfortable, or wear those kind of beachy dresses or flowy, very light, long tops and shirts and stuff that can help you still experience your holiday but not have to feel really self-conscious if it's really affecting you and really making you uncomfortable and you're not enjoying yourself. I think really having those backup plans for it, you could challenge yourself to wear a bikini or a swimming costume, but then if really you're not enjoying yourself because you're feeling so aware of your body and very uncomfortable about it, you can have something else to put on over top. You could go swimming in the sea with a t-shirt on. So there are all different ways you can work around this and still have the experiences on your holiday without feeling really uncomfortable if it's just too much at that time. The other thing I was thinking about is the structure, disrupted meal times. People have different meal times on holiday, they might be going out for snacks, going out for meals later or earlier, all that kind of thing. And I think again that's another thing that might be a really good challenge. It's a normal thing to do on holiday to eat at different times, eat more, eat different foods, and not really so much stick to a structure that you would maybe at home in your regular normal life. And I think that's a really good challenge and a really good thing to experience, that kind of disrupted eating patterns that you would have on holiday. Always make sure you're still getting enough calories in, because obviously people do a lot of more activities on holiday and sometimes you might not have as much time to eat or fit in meal times. People might snack more. So always make sure you are eating enough. But I think it's really good to challenge those set meal times and be experiencing normalized eating habits on holiday where you eat where you're hungry, grab something along the way, go out for a meal, all those kinds of different things, which I think can be really, really scary. But I just think it's such a great opportunity when you're on holiday to try challenging yourself to a normalised way of eating on holiday. It can feel really overwhelming and I think there's going to be a lot of anxiety, but I just think you've got to try and take these things as a positive, and there'll be lots of fun things to do on holiday. So if you need distractions for anxiety, you can always say to someone that you're not feeling very good and let's go out and do something, so that you can distract yourself from thinking negative thoughts and feeling negative feelings. So there'll always be something to do to kind of distract you and help you. There'll be people around you to support you. So I think it's a really good time to use it as an opportunity to challenge yourself, which I think I've said about 10 million times in this video now. But I really, really do think it is. I know it's very, very scary. It can be just such an anxiety-provoking experience, but it can also be a lot of fun, and it can also push you forward a lot in your recovery if you use it to your advantage and try and see it as a positive experience, positive things to try and do. So I hope some of you are going to some great places on holiday this year, or have been already, or are next year, because I think holidays are so good to have that break and that change of environment and experience new things and make life experiences, make memories. I hope everybody is going somewhere and doing something, even if it's close to home, just having a break, or maybe it's going to the other side of the world. I'm going to Wales with my family shortly, even though that's very close to home and it's not the most exciting thing to do, or place to go. It's going to be a really nice break to kind of go to the sea, hang out with my brother, and do some nice things. I hope people are doing well. I hope everyone is challenging their eating disorder and not compromising with it, but also knowing where your boundaries are and giving yourself a break when you need it as well. I hope everybody is pushing forwards and even on those negative days continues to fight and keep your reasons for recovery in mind to keep you determined and keep you going. That's all for this week. I will speak to you soon.